a narcissistic woman. Who am I? I'm a love coach, femininity coach, intuitive psychic. And I wanted to share with you what I've learned. I grew up around narcissistic people. I've had family members, I've had teachers, I've had principals, I have best friends, I've worked with people, coworkers, narcissistic. Science tells you that 1 in 5 people are narcissistic, but it's more like 2 going on 3 because some people have narcissistic traits. And it's because of the lack of accountability that, as a society, microwave society that we're in, is currently happening. So many people hate self development, and I'm talking to women right now because it makes you look into your shadow, and you don't want that. A lot of you are going to self development to feel good about yourself, but at a surface level. The secret to never ever becoming a narcissistic woman, because I was going to say a narcissistic parent too, is to be able to look within and to see both light and shadow. What's currently in the shadow that needs to come to the light? How good are you with receiving feedback? See, why does this happen? Because a lot of us as women, we grew up being told that there's something wrong with us. The feminine wants to be loved and seen for who she is, okay? You want to be loved. I want to be loved. Like, we all want love, right? Now, your relationship with that desire and how you go about it could be either toxic or one that is healed, okay? And if you grew up being wronged for how you eat, for how you laugh, for how you sit, this is the only way that you can be a lady. This is how you show regal femininity. This is how you become super elegant. Those videos stress me out. Like, oh my goodness, because it's basically telling you that you're wrong and you have to show superiority, okay? When you feel like you have to be superior than somebody else to be seen, that's when you become toxic, even if it's just toxic to yourself. So you want to shift that. I actually have an event that can help you move into the right direction. It's going to give you a lot of peace, and it's going to help you heal your sense of self for good and your peace. It's called Peaceful yesterday, today, and on Wednesday, and I'll talk about more about it at the end. But it actually will change your life because it helps you heal at a nervous system level. So I've been doing this work for 12 years now, okay? I've been working with women from the get-go. Number one common denominator that I hear with women who used to set up, like, I used to have assessment calls was, I feel like there's something wrong with me because I haven't attracted somebody. That sense of wrongness did not come from because you didn't attract a man at a particular time. You've been wrong since you're a toddler, chances are, okay? So wherever you start wronging yourself, you start to detach. And narcissists split from reality. They create a delusional world where they can never be wrong because they already have so much guilt and shame from within that it's too much to bear, so they blame you for everything, and it just becomes really toxic, right? Now, that split from reality doesn't happen just to narcissists. It can happen to the person that's a victim from narcissistic abuse or to the narcissist. It's just how you relate to it matters the most. You can start to criticize yourself, attack yourself, shame yourself, avoid relationships because somewhere in your energy, you're expecting relationships to be toxic, even though not all of them are or will be. Or you might meet people who are in a healing journey and who are releasing toxicity, right? So what basically is when you split and when a narcissist splits can start from, yes, a lot of shame. But here's the catch. A healed woman works through the guilt and the shadow that she learned. Okay? She does. What does that mean? You reprogram it out of your nervous system and you reprogram joy. You reprogram self-care. And I hear selfishness. This is going to sound really weird. Or self-fullness, as how I like to call it. A narcissist has an abandoned, like it has such an absence of self, right? That it needs to be grandiose or it needs to be better. But abuse can teach you how to have an absence of self where you don't know how to love yourself and you let other people treat you as less. The more full of you are, meaning your soul is whole within you, it's not splitting because it can actually literally split, like your soul can crack. That's why a lot of times people do soul retrieval. You're just basically fleeing the scene. You don't want to totally be in your body, but it's important that you are because you're not going to let a toxic person, get to you, right? Like you are a strong person. A narcissistic tendency is actually a sign of weakness, extreme weakness, but you are a strong person. So you want to reprogram your nervous system so that you can hear feedback, whether it's nice, not so nice, whatever it is, because ultimately you know that you're lovable. That's what you want your nervous system to feel, that you're lovable, that you're meant to be cherished, that you're special, and you treat yourself accordingly. But if your nervous system doubts that, you go into a space of delusion, and the delusion could just be panic from not trusting other people, or it can go into grandiosity. Now, why am I saying this? Is because a lot of women are taught that it's natural to compete to a point that you have to be better, okay? You have to be polished or you have to be sexy. You have to be elegant or you have to be this. It's always you have to be something outside of you. You're never enough, all right? And because you're running away from that shame, you're, yes, doing a lot of self-development work, but sometimes you're doing it, I hear 80% of the time, if you're unwilling to look at what's happening on your soul or at your like spiritual self, you are doing it to control. And this is my main grip that I see with a lot of videos around anxious attachment style or avoidant attachment style that do not address the soul component, because women are learning from a control, not everybody, from a controlling lens of a needing to be right, and also learning around sexual energy and how to please, which is still fawn, a control mechanism. But you're not fully revitalizing your soul or your nervous system to feel whole again, to know that you're enough. So basically, every time that you break up with somebody, you think you're always right, and you're going through your girlfriends to soothe you, nervous system soothe, to make you think that you're right, and you're only telling narratives about how you're right and they're wrong, and you cannot hear feedback, right? So this blocks your soul from your higher self, God, source, and your angels to give you feedback, to look from within, okay, and to really heal what needs to shift, okay? I hear this is specifically true if you grew up with a narcissistic mother, because she attacked you so much that you didn't want to listen anymore, all right? Like, because everything that you listened to was an attack, that it made you feel not good enough. So in the present moment, you feel like a man tells you something, or somebody gives you feedback, and you just shut down because you have a need to be right. And you don't want to lose a part of yourself, but you have to retrain your nervous system to be able to have difficult conversations, to know how to take care of yourself, have discernment to see when somebody's actually telling something that can help you versus not, because it's just all making you very controlling. I'm not saying narcissistic, but it can make you controlling in fear. So in order for you to trust yourself, and one of the things that actually boosts your nervous system a lot is like for truth and accuracy. And it's one of the things that has helped me rewire my nervous system and has made me like intuitive and psychic, is, a humbleness. I'm not saying that you, like, what I mean humbleness is it's a commitment to love and to myself and to learning how to love another person, and not just to protect my ego. And many times in healing places, I'm just going to leave it like that, people are trained to never challenge your ego. So as long as somebody is trained to never challenge your ego, they just want to get paid, right? They don't want you to attack them, because they know that a lot of people don't want to grow. They just want to be right. So in some healing spaces, that's why sometimes you don't move forward. But if you want love instead of needing to be right, then things will line up, okay? So I'm going to leave the event for peaceful there, and I'll talk to you soon. I have to go. Somebody's calling me.